You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 102, posted February 2017. All hands on deck. Strange to hear words from the helmed horror.
What?
Normally they just sort of
That
make
seems
ding-donging noises.
Different.
Hey, you talk.
Yeah, so do you.
Oh boy.
Sorry, can we maybe just pass by?
I do whatever you want. Just don't hit me with an arrow again.
All right. That's cool.
Sorry.
That really hurt.
Hey, guys.
Oh, God.
He talks. It talks.
The ding-dong?
The ding-dong talks.
No.
Does he have fire in his head? Is
Sorry.
it fire that's talking? I scamper around. I want to see this.
Do you
Yeah,
care
that
about
sounds
damage,
fascinating.
Tony?
What was that?
Do you care about damage on that shot?
Yeah, how much damage did you do?
13.
Yeah, that's not good for the ding dong.
I'm really sorry, dude.
All right,
I didn't know you were
Rizwin will come
sentient.
around the corner and say, "We are so sorry. We thought you were one of those flame
Ding-dongs.
construct creatures. The
Ding-dongs.
armor looks just the same from a distance."
They're called ding-dongs.
We call them ding-dongs.
She,
the suit of
Rizwin
armor,
offers to heal him up to do a healing check or whatever.
the suit of armor is still faced away from you, so this whole conversation is a little awkward. But you hear it sounds kind of like the helmed horror is grumbling.
I'm going to walk around in front of him.
Okay. Melik, as you walk around in front of the helmed horror, it does seem, it is the familiar suit of armor, and it definitely is kind of inlaid with the magical symbols and kind of crackles with energy. But it looks like, as opposed to just being kind of a floating suit of armor suspended by kind of red electricity, this particular helmed horror seems to have somebody inside of it.
Inside of the red
Of the armor.
flame or
armor.
whatever it is?
And it's just standing there. It does not have a sword out. It's just stationary with its arms at its side. You also notice, Melik, it has it looks like kind of a golden cylinder mounted to the chest plate. Are you with that
So
archer
what-
guy?
Sure am.
Sorta.
Hmm.
Rizwin will come around.
Sorta.
Don't really know how I feel about that.
What is your name?
They made me do it.
Well, my name's Squam.
It
What
is
would
be
not.
your- What would be your name?
I'm Rizwin. I'm speaking as Rizwin because Fless is dumb.
I inferred.
Okay.
But thank you.
I'm Melik. I'm one of the associates of Peter Dragonforge and Associates.
Hello.
Peter Dragonforge is right behind you.
I'm over here now. Hi.
Ah,
Hi. Sorry, I wave, but trapped in a suit of armor.
Oh, so you're
You-
trapped here.
What
That would be the
happened?
How did that
situation.
happen?
What happened to
how
you?
long have you been trapped?
It's hard to know the passage of time. It's been at least it's got to be days. Maybe a week. It's hard to know. There's no sunset, no sun up here. Also, my days, I assume their days are spent in constant agony from the suit of armor.
Oh.
Yeah.
And occasional arrows.
Yeah, it did not start great, and that arrow to the back of the head, not appreciated.
Hey,
Maybe
You're
you
not
should talk
all-
less.
you're not all like this, are you? I mean, the other dudes in armor, they aren't also like sentient guys that we just stacked up in a pit in the other room?
No, I'm not a
Okay.
helmed horror. My
Oh,
name's
good.
Swam. I'm an adventurer. I am dealing with a string of bad luck, and am currently trapped. It's
How-
not going great.
So how did this happen? How did you get trapped in this armor?
Well, I was with my group, and we kind of got lost. I got separated. I got attacked by. Did you know there is a vampire lord in charge of this area of Undermountain?
Really?
No.
We heard.
Yeah,
Yes.
Diane.
He
Yeah, actually,
he
we
is
met him.
awful. I got captured. He had a lot of skeletons and zombies, and they eventually overwhelmed me. Spent a couple weeks locked up in a cell, having my life energy slowly drained from me, and then they decided that wasn't enough, and they've put me in this suit of armor for who knows what. Probably not good. That
Do you
guy is
remember-
really messed up.
Do you remember any of the things that they did when they put you in the armor? Rizwan's just... I'd just be wondering if there's a way we might be able to reverse it, if there's anything that you remember specifically that we might be able to
There was
to
definitely
undo.
some kind of ritual. I know those dwarves, they were in the cell next to me for a while. They were involved. They were like kind of chained up here as slaves working in the smithy. And I haven't seen any other Helmtorers with this cylinder on the front of them.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure if we yank the cylinder off, you'll be fine.
Flessa says, "Does it look like this?" And she holds up the other one that she grabbed. Does it match?
Yeah, they're matching cylinders.
So should I try to rip it off?
Should I try to take this one off of this suit like I did the other one, Melik?
Let's see what Squam has to say. There's a small but real chance that it would kill him.
Oh.
Maybe you guys
Probably
should just
important.
go along your way and a better group of adventurers will come and find me.
Good luck with that.
All right,
There's
then.
no
Okay.
better group than us.
I don't feel like helping him anymore.
You know, I didn't shoot anybody in the back of the head with an arrow. I'd just like to point that out.
I
That
did
is
that.
a good point. That is a true point.
I
would appreciate anything you could do to help. I don't know what I could do to help you out, but I do feel like probably I don't have a lot of time left on this earth. if you
I
know
try
what
to
I
pull
mean.
the golden thing off of his chest.
Well,
It
we already
snaps
know
off.
how to take those off, and it's not by just pulling them. Remember, it was a thievery
No,
check.
I try to pull him and see what happens.
Peter Dragonforce brute forces the cylinder off the chest plate of the Helmtor. It pops off. It damages it somewhat. It probably you may have reduced the value of both the Helmtor and the golden cylinder. The cylinder is empty.
Oh, weird. Because the one that I have had stuff in it.
Can
Hey,
we take
Squam,
off
how you doing?
the helm off of the Helmtor suit now?
It seems like the helm is pretty affixed to the rest of the suit.
If I pull the arrow out of it, maybe it won't be.
We might have to replace it with the full battery, and then
Do you-
either that will...
Do you guys know what
free
you're
him.
doing?
No.
No.
Do you?
Look, that vampire lord, he did some kind of ritual while I was being placed in this. It seemed like I'm expected to die in here, and that's going to be important to his plans.
Oh, dear.
I appreciate your eagerness, but like maybe don't just start taking everything apart. I am literally fused to a suit of armor. I've been here for days.
Rizwan rolls a 9 on a religion check. Anything?
This seems beyond the bounds of most religions.
He's a Methodist.
Peter
I'm outta
Peter's
here.
still fascinated by this guy in a suit, and he's going to he gives him a confident smile,
Oh shit!
and then sees if he can
Great.
tip him over backward.
Okay. Do
think
you want
you
to roll a
just
strength
cow
check? The
pushed him.
Helmtor is quite strong, or quite heavy.
Sure. $12.
All right, Peter Dragonforge really puts his back into it, and the Helmtor is tipped off its feet and clatters onto its back on the floor of the smithy. Squam just kind of groans from inside the suit.
Squam, how you doing in there?
Is this part of a plan that I was not briefed on?
Nope.
Are there any instructions written like on the bottom of his feet?
It says Andy.
To Wonder
You know-
Mountain and beyond.
You guys better not mess this up. If my brother finds out about this, he is the avenging the death kind of guy. I just want you to know.
Where's your brother?
Well, he was
Yeah.
with me, but we got separated.
Maybe he's
We
in
got
another
separated.
suit somewhere.
I hope he made it back up to the surface. That honestly, we signed up for an awful job. It did not go well.
What
This
job
whole-
exactly did you sign up for?
Were you trying to find Bustopher Jones or whatever the guy's name is?
Rutherford Ermbrusk.
You know
Yeah.
Rutherford Armbrust?
Christopher Jones.
We're looking for Rutherford Ermbrusk.
Well, I mean, I guess I know I went into Under Mountain with Rutherford Armbrusk.
Oh.
Is that right?
Really?
And your brother?
Yeah, he was there too.
What was your brother's
And you
name?
My brother's name is, hopefully is, not was, is Rotweil.
Lur.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a bunch of
I-
us. Me and my brother. There was a mage named Azel, half elf in charge of security named Czar, and then we
Oh,
had
yeah.
a rogue. A rogue,
Who's a rogue named?
Enda.
Well, Czar is past tense now.
Yeah, we killed Czar
think.
because he was trying to set up a whole undermountain, I don't know, mob.
Can't say I'm gonna miss him. He disappeared on us several days into the adventure.
What's with the white suit?
With a map. I don't know. That was not hhis wardrobe at the time.
That's
so
weird.
It's been
he's
several
a weird
weeks since
guy.
I've seen Czar. I was not a fan. I mean, when you put together a crew, you go with who's paying. He gets to pick who's going to be there.
Tell me about it.
I figured if I stuck together with my brother, we'd be okay. And yet here I am, fused to a suit of armor by a vampire lord,
Laying down.
kind of being rescued.
Laying down now.
Kind of.
And you've been here for a really long time.
I mean, I was in Undermountain for weeks, and then it's probably been on the order of months between my time spent from since we saw Czar and then getting captured by Diane. It's not been great. Really had thought I'd be back up on the surface by now.
Squam, were you fused to this armor in this room? Do you know? Were you conscious at the time?
Oh yeah, it really hurt.
And did they do it here? Is there possibly stuff around that was used to?
That vampire lord had he looked like he had a ritual book with him. I don't really. I have very limited peripheral vision when I'm wearing this helmet that is fused to my face.
He's pretty much just sees the ceiling now.
Yeah, I do not see the ritual book is not on the ceiling. Thanks, Peter
right.
Dragonforge.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Should we search this room before we move on?
We should probably have checked the
Yes.
ceiling for spiders before we came in here, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, so Rizwan will go over to him and look down at his helm face and say, "Okay, so
Hi.
the good news is that if you do die in this suit, you won't probably turn into a helmed horror because
If you
Peter
die in
removed
the
the
suit, you
gold
die in real life.
thing. But the bad news is that if you die, you're still dead. So we're gonna move on after we've searched this room, and if we find Diane, I'm good with ritual books, so we'll try to get that book, and we'll try to get you out of here if we survive.
I would
Malik, you want to
appreciate
wave
that.
your orb around or something and see if you can determine that there's something you can do?
Well, I'll have a look.
Melik flips the helmed horror over as is his way of investigating things now.
Everyone's just rolling the poor guy over.
I don't really like this guy that much, but
Hey,
I got a 14 on Arcana, so
you guys are looking for that Rutherford guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I'm probably one of the few people who knows where he disappeared. So you help me
Oh,
out.
that's something.
I'll help you out.
Okay.
So do you want us to help you out, or
That's
do you
fair.
not want us to help you out? Because you seem unclear on that.
I am realizing that I have limited options here, buddy.
all right.
But please,
Well, I
keep
rolled
your
a
arrows
14
pointed
on
down.
I rolled a 14 on Arcana. Does that tell me anything about how to unhelm a horror?
You could probably, if you had a week and access to your laboratory, you could probably get him out of there. You don't think he's got that long? It would be probably really accelerate the situation if you had access to the ritual book that contained the ritual that fused him into this
All right.
situation.
Well, tell you what, I think we should prop him up somewhere facing a different direction than he was, so he at least gets a change of scenery. Do you want any food in there?
I don't know if I can currently eat in my situation, but I really appreciate the effort.
All right.
Can he have water?
I am really thirsty.
I give him some water.
He slurps
Just
it.
squirt some.
Yeah, messily.
There's a whole urn full of water in the room to the east.
Nice try. I've been here not my first day in the Vampire Lord's domain.
All right. Do we want to search this room or do we want to look? There's obviously something to the north where we haven't been, and there's doors to the west where we haven't looked yet.
Let's
Sure.
look around a little bit. There might be something interesting here.
Squam, do you know what direction Diane is in?
I'm pretty sure he is to the west.
All right, thanks.
Celesta says, "Yay! I get my 10 gold pieces."
All right, so I'm going to look around and see what else is in the room besides this dude in
Okay.
the armor.
I'm going to listen at the
So-
door to the west.
All right. Alestrin, this seems to be kind of a makeshift smithy for metalworking. There's a forge, bellows, anvils, various tools and things that a smith might use. There's lots of pieces of metal from armor, and there is also a decent amount of scrap gold. that was presumably used to fashion the cylinder, and maybe even those wires that you saw before. So you might as well just pocket that all up because it's a few hundred gold pieces worth of gold. Just
might as well
in pieces. Might as well take it with you, right?
Sure. Nothing else noteworthy though. No chests or ritual books?
There's boxes with tools in them and things like that, but there is no ritual books.
Nothing shiny.
Well, the gold piece, the big chunks of gold were shiny, but
nothing.
But now they're in
about being
Alestin's
in a room
pockets.
full of tools. So.
Which he may or may not have shared that information with everybody. So you know that you have inferred via your amazing dungeoneering that there is a small passageway to the east of this chamber leading to the room with the wraiths. There's also a set of stairs that looks like it descends down to the north, a hallway heading in that direction, and you do have this set of double doors to the west.
And I listened to those double doors, but I rolled a 7 perception.
It's all quiet.
All right, I'm going to listen to because I can actually perceive things.
Your pointy elven ears.
I'm listening to
right.
Olestrin listening.
Okay.
So my ear's against the door, and Peter's ear is against my other ear.
That's kind of romantic.
It
What am I
sounds
doing?
like a
Perception?
seashell.
You're the ocean.
21 is what I get.
It sounds quiet.
Race.
Sounds quiet.
Check it for
Right?
traps.
Yeah.
Yes, check it for traps, says Rizwan.
Is that another perception check?
Yes.
Sure.
I got a
Sure.
20 perception checking for traps.
And this is a 23.
The door appears to be untrapped.
I open the door.
Okay.
Could you at least kick the door open?
I
Come
ki-
on.
Ta-da! Say that.
I kick the door open and say, "Ta-da! It's Dragonforge and Associates."
Okay.
It's
That's
us.
an entrance.
We're
Let me,
here.
Let me reveal the room beyond. The room beyond is rather strange.
Unlike all the rest of these rooms?
Oh yeah.
It's covered in a weird grid-like marking on the floor.
Whoa.
So the room beyond, it seems to be kind of a study, kind of a laboratory. There's some fancy rugs and workbenches filled with all manner of alchemical materials. There's two rather prominent pools of liquid, which make you feel nervous. And probably the most eye-catching and unusual feature of the room is that it looks like there's kind of a passageway to the west side of this room that is obscured by just a large cloud of purple smoke.
I don't trust that rug, says Flessa.
Yeah, last time there was a rug, there was a gelatinous cube under.
Wow, we're onto rugs now from statues.
Mhm.
Statues, liquid, rugs.
Yeah.
Pretty
I look
soon
at the
we're going to
ceiling.
just go into rooms and be like, rooms, furniture, no.
Right.
Well,
Every time we go into a room, something happens.
Uh-huh. He's right.
Well, just stay out of rooms.
hmm
No problem.
Yeah.
And rooms.
And rooms.
All right, so
Especially if they're red.
Well, let's go in and take a
Gonna
look
go
around,
in?
shall
Yeah.
we?
Red room.
All
right.
I'm
Do we
going
wanna go
into
in?
the room.
Rizwan is also going to go into the room.
Okay.
Looks like are there scrolls down here on this table?
Sure. There looks like there's a workbench here that some kind of student of the arcane arts has been working at, and there's a variety of scrolls, and looks like there's some stuff that's been copied and things that have been scribbled, and notes to oneself in the margins.
All right. That
does not
sounds like
appear
it's
to be-
right up Rizwan's alley.
Yeah, doesn't
too.
appear to be a ritual book, but there do appear to be a variety of scrolls. Here.
Rats. Anything interesting? Should she roll perception or something?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
$22.
It seems to be kind of just a collection of rituals. They're all pretty low level rituals. If Rizwan needed any kind of basic level 1 ritual scrolls, you could probably find one here in this collection. They're the kind that a student of the arcane arts might be studying from in their first year or so of study.
Oh, okay.
As you're kind of picking through the scrolls there, though, Rizwan, something jumps out at you.
From the scroll?
from the scrolls on the floor. 10 versus reflex.
That does not hit.
Okay. Something jumps out at you as it whizzes past your face and keeps running across the room. It kind of looked like a hand.
Thing.
Da-da-da-da.
Was that
Guys, did you see a hand run past?
It was
Which direction did it
spooky
run?
and ooky, that's
It ran
all I
north.
know.
Okay.
Several of you see a hand jump out at Rizwin, does not quite connect with her face, and scampers across the chamber and disappears onto the rug.
Friggin' rugs.
so not going that way?
Okay. Can I roll another perception check to see if I see another hand under the table?
Sure.
It's going to come out covered in dust bunnies.
That's only an 8.
Nope.
Rizwin's
It's
nervous.
hard to tell. There's a bunch of stuff under the table. It's dirty. It's filthy, cluttered with bric-a-brac.
All right.
But
Rizwin's
you
going to
don't
back
see-
away from that table.
don't see anything immediately hand-like.
I don't want to get Sarah's character killed by a disembodied hand, because that would be very embarrassing. Flessa is going to throw her dagger at the... first of all, is there a lump under the carpet where the hand went?
There's a lot of lumps on that carpet. Doesn't look like it's been super well maintained. Nobody has been in this area of the dungeon with a vacuum in quite some time.
Okay.
But there's some lumps. Sure.
Flessa is going to sly flourish at whichever lump she thinks is probably the hand as she
Okay.
watched
Maybe
it
it's
run
friendly.
under there in horror.
I'm going to say this is where you have to use all of your Dungeon Master expertise and determine that the disembodied hand under a rug has superior cover.
Oh, Flessa doesn't care.
Yeah.
She's just rolling.
Okay.
That's a 15 versus AC. She's just nervous.
Okay. The dagger hits the carpet. One of the other lumps on the carpet moves, and a hand scampers across the. It looks like it just ran from the rug to under the workbench to the north.
Can we keep it?
No.
Call for it. Here,
Here,
kitty.
hand. Here, hand.
High five.
Come here, hand. Come on.
I offer it my glove and see if it's interested.
The hand does not make its presence known.
That was
What's
creepy,
this on the
guys.
western wall towards the south here?
Yeah.
If someone flushes it out again, I can hit it with my magic missile.
Well, it's on the wall right now, right?
I think it's
like-
under.
It's under the table
Under a work-
somewhere.
I
I'm dreaming.
can just acid underneath the table if you guys want.
Rizwin says that might not be a good idea because we don't know what kind of stuff is on that table, and if there is a bad reaction with acid, that could create a bunch of purple mist for all we know.
Hey,
That's a
Malik,
good
run into
point.
the other
This
room
isn't-
and grab one of those other urns and dump it under the table there.
Because we want a
Dissolve that
zombie.
hand.
That could
A wraith
also
hand.
be problematic.
Yeah. I think Rizwin made a good point about not unnecessarily messing up the alchemy lab.
So Squam, I say, because I've wandered out of that room. Know anything about weird disembodied hands?
No.
All right.
Has something happened to my hands? Is that what you're saying?
No.
I'm sure
No.
it's nothing.
I don't think so, but I'll let you know. How's it going out here?
I'm doomed.
All right. I'll check back with you later.
Just I'll be here, having
Okay.
my life force siphoned away.
All right.
Oh, goody.
But enough about my ex-wife. Am I right, guys?
As I leave Squam, I put a sandwich shop sticker on the chest plate of his armor.
Street
team.
We're the
tricky thing is
best.
Peter has not remembered to do that anywhere else along the way to the adventure, so now he's got like 100 stickers. He's
I got a
trying
lot of
not
stickers
use
to
now
yeah. Well,
in like
now
the last 5
I wanted to get
rooms.
as deep into the dungeon as possible before getting the stickers out. Yeah.
Yeah, you really
Maybe
want
there are
to.
people at the bottom of that pit that are interested in a good sandwich place.
A lot
Oh,
of see,
boy.
most street teams don't know that you really want to get the stickers up in the lowest trafficked, most dangerous parts of a dungeon. That's really where you want to get them. Get the word out.
Well, if
Of
there's
course.
a sandwich sticker in the scariest
Look-
place in the dungeon, that means those sandwiches are, really good sandwiches because really astute, like cool, strong adventurers eat those sandwiches.
I just
Yeah.
told
And
them
the
I would
hungriest-
put the stickers up. I didn't tell them where. I just need to get rid of them so I can tell them that I put them up.
And we just found the hungriest guy in the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our target audience right here.
All right.
I'm
Rizwan's going to go
looking into
over.
this whatever it is on the western wall towards the south. Is that a cabinet or something?
There's a bookshelf on the
Oh, it's a
western wall
bookshelf.
next.
Oh, bookshelf. Whoa,
Yeah.
there goes Rizwan.
All right. Also, you know what else they keep on bookshelves?
Handbooks?
More hands.
Hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
It's just handbooks. It's cool.
Who said that?
Give him a hand, everybody.
that was like, I knew that was coming.
Hey, Malik,
I
bet you
I'd
there's
ready
some
myself
handbooks
for
on
that.
this shelf over here.
We're going to say that was Rizwan.
All right. As Rizwin and Alestrin, for some reason, are exploring the horrible laboratory full of
There's
disembodied
4
hands,
hands?
Oh, I didn't know it was full.
4 hands jump out of the
4
bookshelves.
hands.
Two go for Rizwin and 2 go for Alestrin.
You've got too many hands on your hands. Are these human-sized hands?
Yeah.
No, but I want to clarify that question. Are they the hands that are the size of a human's hands, or are they hands the size of a human? Because my strategy is very different.
That's
Yes.
true. That's true. It's a good.
Very
They
good point.
are they are similar in proportions to your own hands. Both of you as your characters and the players controlling the characters. So these attacks are all versus Rizwin versus Reflex, but we'll say the first 2 are versus Rizwin. So 14 and 12 versus Reflex, and
Those
then
both hit.
Alestrin 2 17s versus Reflex.
Actually, both of those hit, which is odd. I should be more reflexive than.
All right.
But okay.
Each Rizwin and Alestrin will each take 8 damage. I'm gonna say you guys should roll initiative now
Wow.
because there's enough hands in this
Plus
situation.
2.
All hands on deck.
Oh. Ugh.
Hi.
No,
we
fair, you
rolled
got to
we rolled
list your
initiative
puns
before
ahead
we
of
entered
time.
the room. That doesn't count anymore? No.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, you can do whatever.
No, we
For the
didn't.
ding dong.
Yeah.
We
That
did
was
for
for-
the.
That was
yeah.
That was to attack
ding-dong.
the other guy, and then
That
we
was to
stopped.
attack Squam.
Oh, to attack squad.
Oh, squam.
Yeah,
Poor
we've been out
poor
of
Squam.
that situation in a while.
Been
for a
out
while.
squammed.
Do we get an action point for that encounter with Squall?
Oh my god.
No.
No reward for not killing somebody. I don't think you
No.
thought your
I
incentives
hit him.
through.
Oh boy.
You know, I feel like I'm very generous about a lot of situations, and I'm going to say no.
Ah, man.
I rolled a 4.
There we go.
Yay!
FYI, the temporary hit points from the last fight do not carry over into this fight. They're
Right.
gone at the end of
We
the
lost those
encounter.
at the end of the encounter.
All right. Do we have initiative from everybody?
Oh yeah.
All right. So, Melik, I believe you're at the top of the order. So you see 4 hands darting around and attacking at, clawing at Rizwin and Alestrin. You also know that there's one probably hiding beneath that bench. And you know, as suddenly the room kind of comes into focus, and you sense that there's small things moving all throughout the chamber.
Cool. I'm going to magic missile this one down here that's attacking Rizwin.
Okay. So you'll just zap
8
it.
force damage.
All
Yep.
right.
Pew!
You nail the hand right in the palm. And it's gone.
Very symbolic.
Anything
All
else?
right.
Do you want to move, or do you feel safe where you are?
No, but unfortunately, I let Steve take that ring that teleports us anywhere in Undermountain.
Mm-hmm.
Want to move?
Oh, do I have that?
I think so. Yeah, you went to when you were following the ding dongs in their
Right.
march. We said, in case something goes wrong, you better have this.
Shoot, it really seems
Well,
like
like
we would have handed that off.
Melik, I'm going to describe that pool of water that you were next to.
Okay.
It did appear to be a pool of water. These are stone vessels that are kind of built into the room itself, so you could not flip them over.
I did that once.
I'm gonna tell you that about every vessel of water that Malik ever encounters from
It's
here on.
still worth a try.
Until let's say level 10. But you do sense some magical energy coming from it. That makes you feel, not entirely safe. Yeah.
I'm gonna move over to here.
Okay, and so you do.
Back against the wall.
Akron, I believe you are next.
I rolled a 4. Am I next?
4. I have you listed at 18 for initiative. Are you actually lower?
I'm a 4.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'll reorder those.
Like I can go next if you want.
No, it's good. It's good. We'll get there. Rizwin.
Okay. Let's see. Rizman's going to move. Well, maybe not.
I will tell you,
right
Rizwin,
next to her.
There are several hands crawling around below you, and actually Rizwin feels like these hands are just kind of constantly moving, kind of darting back and forth, generally within a square. Because there are hands right around you, Rizwin is actually kind of caught flat-footed, and Rizwin is slowed until the start of Rizwin's next turn.
Okay. So do I think that moving away would cause an opportunity attack?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
Those hands would love to claw at your ankles.
I'm going to just step back 1 then.
Shift back. Okay.
Yeah, shift back 1, 2. All right. And...
Oh, rats. I got nowhere to back into now.
Oh, do you? What about...
Alestian, didn't you have a prophecy that you would be torn apart by disembodied hands in a Vampire Lord's, foyer?
That's one of many prophecies I've had regarding being torn apart by a small creature.
How big is this thing of water? Will this?
Well, you could go straight north and not be in the corner of the pool of water, and still be out of the way of the hands.
Is there not enough room there?
I would say that would put you at least 1 foot into that vessel of
before
water.
Before Rizwan moves, she's just going to take a whack.
It's okay. It's okay if you want to go back to that square. That's fine.
No, that's okay. I was just preparing for a possible death surge because right now it doesn't help everybody very much. So she will
optimism.
Yes. Just what is that? Selinar's hammer at the hand that is right in front of Lestrin, I guess, the only one that we can technically see. Oh, that's a 2, so I'm pretty sure that that's not going to hit.
Probably.
That's 11.
Nope.
Okay. Then just move that way. Shift 1.
Alestrin, you start your turn slowed by the presence of the disembodied hands.
Okay, and that means one action? Or
it means your speed is 2.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad. Okay. So I can see all these 3 hands in the corner down here, okay, right?
Oh, you've got a great view of them.
Sweet. All right, so I will shift back 1 to get out of opportunity attack range. And I will make this guy to the south. No, this guy here, Macquarie.
I don't think you need to worry about it. These guys are chumps.
Yeah, we'll see. He's Macquarie. And I'm going to send an arrow into that one and the one directly to the south.
Okay, you're firing arrows at these hands scampering around.
That is my goal. So that first shot on the quarry, that's a 2. That's an 11 versus AC.
That won't hit. I love it.
Things are going great. The one directly to the south is a 19 versus AC.
Okay. You plug an arrow, cleaves off several fingers from that hand, and it stops moving.
Minions! I love it.
Yes.
All right. Well, since we have an action point and we are about to gain another one, I will go ahead and use an action point. Shoot 2 more arrows!
Woo!
Yeah, I guess, you're really good at clearing out things.
Yeah. So I will take these 2 guys in the corner.
Okay.
First one's going to the one on the top. Jeez Louise, this die needs to be thrown away and Never used again. That is an 11 versus AC, so that is a miss.
You need to punish that die where the other dice can see it so they
Yes.
understand what could happen.
On a toothpick.
Since I'm not shooting enough arrows this turn, I'm going to use my elven accuracy.
Actually, hang on. Did one of those go down to 0 hit points?
It did. They're minions, so they did.
Now,
jump.
I'm not.
never
not
mind
close
then.
enough to everybody for this to be super helpful, but it does do an attack. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have Rizwin just Death Surge at this point.
Okay.
So that is, let's see, +6 versus Fortitude to each enemy in the burst. Anybody within 3. So that's this whole corner.
Yep.
So is there one that's actually in the wall?
You see it scampering around on the bookshelf there.
Oh, that's a natural 20 on that one.
Okay.
Goodbye, hands.
Several hands drop dead.
Wave goodbye.
due to the death surge. Yes.
Hands got jobbed.
That's a 2 on the one to the south of the dead hands. So that does not.
That one's
hit,
still
'cause
doing
that's
good.
Yeah, 8 versus Fortitude, probably not going to kill it. And the one straight to the south of Rizwin is 24 versus Fortitude.
That'll do it. That'll drop dead.
Okay,
So
and
just Rizwin's quarry is
Alestrin,
remaining. Or sorry, Alestrin's quarry is remaining.
All right.
and Alestrin now gets a +2 power bonus to attack rolls until the end of Rizwin's next turn and has 5 temporary hit points.
All right, so it seems likely I would have shot at the one guy
Mm-hmm.
twice, since that technically happened before I took that first shot, so I will take a second shot at that. Unless a 13 hits versus AC, because that would have been a +2 power bonus with that last thing. So does a 13 hit that hand?
I don't think we've determined what their
A 13 does not hit.
Okay, so I will take a second shot at that same hand.
All right, do it. Just peppering that corner of this little library with arrows.
This is a 15 versus AC.
That is enough.
Oh, beautiful. Goodbye.
15 is the magic number. All right.
I thought it was 3, but
Nope. It's incorrect.
all right.
Inflation.
Or lied to.
So, what do you trust things that you learned in school?
Hand in a hand had a little hand.
All right, Alestrin, I think it's team hand. So suddenly, the area is alive with hands.
Oh.
You know that song, "The Hills Are Alive with the Sounds of One Hand Clapping"? That song was about this vampire's laboratory. I don't remember things very well. So these hands are scampering all throughout the chambers, and they're all attacking many of you. Let's see. So I'm gonna.
Did we get any
just
temporary
roll.
hit points for that death surge, by the way, Rizwin?
Yeah, you did.
Yep, you got 5, I believe.
Give me 5.
All right. So,
Oh, I got something for this exact situation. We'll be fine, guys.
all right. So Acrid, unfortunately, there are 4 hands that are rushing up to you and trying to claw at your ankles.
Do you have a power that says destroy room full of hands?
It's-
Pretty much.
You know,
yeah, I'm
I'm-
great at
I'm-
killing a bunch of minions.
I can vomit acid on them.
That's pretty sweet. All right, do your worst, hands.
all right. Sorry, I'm trying to make.
It's like a
Do
Three
this.
Stooges movie. All of a sudden, you get poked in the eye, you get slapped, bonked on the
Nice
head.
guy.
All right.
Too
Acrid,
many.
19 versus AC. 21 versus
That one
AC.
hit.
17
Hit.
versus AC.
Miss.
20 versus AC.
Hit.
24 versus AC.
What is happening?
Hit.
I believe that was 4 hits.
There's
so each-
5 hands that you did 5 rolls.
Yeah, did they all hit?
So there's 5 hands.
Yeah,
4 of them hit.
4 of them hit. You'll take 16 damage as the hands are pummeling you in the ankles, trying to drag you to the floor.
I only see
Um,
4 hands by Acrid.
There you go.
Yeah,
You ask for a 5th hand, Steve. You get a 5th hand.
they're multiplying.
Rizwin's got 2.
Yeah, but they have to count on their hands.
Oh.
What did I roll there? A 13 and a 24, or was the 24 from before? There you go. All right. So I think Rizwin probably got hit once for 4. And Alestrin, you're going to get attacked 3 times. 5, 23, and 14.
These are all versus reflex or AC?
AC.
So one of those hits.
Take 4 damage.
Okay.
Melik, 18 and 6 versus AC.
I'm pretty sure one of those hits and one of them does not.
Take 4 damage. I thought it was really awesome when I rolled like 5 20s versus Acrid. Okay.
Yeah.
You are suddenly aware of many disembodied hands scampering around the floor, attacking your friends.
There are a lot of disembodied hands. Let's see.
So many disembodied.
What makes sense? 1, 2, 3.
I'm bloodied, by the way.
Yes.
Oof. The hands applaud this news.
What's the sound of one hand clapping?
There's 5.
Sorry.
It's actually kind of confusing.
Sort of a patty cake effect.
Yeah.
So does it sound like 2.5 hands clapping?
Hands across Undermountain.
Well, I'm going to step out into the room against my better judgment, and then I'm going to drop a wind wall on these
Those
5 hands. Yeah.
Okay, the hands are fine.
The 5 hands that have put themselves in a nice straight line. We'll go left to right. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And that's 5 of them, right?
Yeah. Is this target reflex or something else?
This target's fortitude.
Okay.
So the first one is a crit, then it's a 17, a 25, a 14, a 22, and a 19.
What was the lowest number?
14.
Those all hit.
Nice.
Hurrah!
And they're minions, so you don't have to roll damage. Your wind wall just picks up 5 hands and slams them all into the wall over and over again. They're gone.
Do we get to see the hands like flying through the air?
Yeah. You can't grab
NATO
anybody's
style?
anything.
So
Jazz
that
hands.
was a big turn. Anything
Yes.
else, Kay?
Yeah, I'm going to roll knack for success on Peter. And for your next turn, you can take a +2 power bonus to your attack roll.
All right. Nice.
All right, Peter, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to move up here, and then I'm going to attack diagonally the one hand that I am adjacent to.
Do it.
What was my knack for success? +2?
+2, yeah.
20 versus AC.
You slice that hand in half.
All right, well, but it's better than that because now
With your hand and a half sword.
now each enemy within 3 squares of me, which I believe is these 3, not the westernmost hand, but the other 3 hands, they're all marked by me until the end of my next turn.
Which is going to be tricky because there's kind of a lot of people between them and you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, Flessa.
Okay. Flessa is super creeped out by all these hands.
Mm-hmm.
She can do nothing that is area of effect. So
Yeah, Flessa is not really built to take out an army of hands. Flessa is built to take out one really big, really mean hand.
Yeah. So
Very specific plan.
Well, you know.
I think Flessa is just going to sly flourish at one of the hands on Acrid.
Do it.
So
Yeah, there's a
Make
hand currently on Acrid's shoulder, and you slide flourish it.
yeah,
Please make it one of the ones all the way to the right or all the way to the left.
15 hits, right, against AC? Is
Yeah.
that
Do
the
you want
number?
right, all the way to the right,
Precision.
or all the way to the left?
All the way to the right.
All the way to the which one?
Right.
Right.
Yes, that one.
No left.
All the way to the right.
Okay, left. Fine. All the way. Fine.
Right,
No,
right,
blue
right.
wire.
Stay right, stay right.
It's
Whatever
already done.
Melik says, because she does what her boss tells her.
Yes, there's a hand kind of crawling up Acrid's shoulder, getting ready to try and throttle her, and the dagger catches it and flings it off the shoulder.
Woohoo!
All right,
Oh.
And then she's going to duck back here, because this
All
is
right.
creepy.
Acrid, there are 3 hands kind of clawing at you and running around. You are slowed because they're right next to you, but it does occur to you that they are in kind of a nice little box if one wanted to spray acid in their direction.
I think that I might want to spray acid at them.
Okay.
And I get a +1 because I'm bloodied while I do this.
Okay.
So I vomit on myself because that is the most becoming thing to do as a dragonborn.
Yes.
very appealing to other dragonborn females.
Yep.
Just letting you know.
It's an interesting culture. Nice Foley work.
Not 11 for one,
All right.
20 for the other, 19 for the third. There's not a fourth,
Nope.
right?
So you miss one. You hit the other two. Which one do you want to miss?
The one that's furthest down from my neck.
Okay. All right.
Philman, the hand named Philman.
All right. There's one hand still dancing around at your toes, and I believe you still have that was your minor, right? So you have a standard
Yes.
action if you want to just.
So I'm going to take my sword and I'm just going to stab down at that one because why not?
Why not? Roll it.
28.
All right. You cleave that hand in
Phew.
half.
Do I need to do damage for it?
Nope. They only have 1 hit point, so they just go down. If you hit them, they're down. They're just hands.
Just hands.
Just magic disembodied hands patrolling a laboratory.
Nothing creepy.
Nothing
There's
unusual.
nothing creepy about that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
All right. Are you all set, Akrid?
I am, I'm good.
All right. Melik, I think there's only 2 hands left that you can see.
Talk to the hands.
Magic
Well,
missile.
Yeah, I was going to do an area of effect, but since there's only 2 left, and I have a bunch of action points I haven't been using, and we're going to get another one after this, I'm going to magic missile 1, then spend an action point, and magic missile the other.
All
Do you
right.
have any?
If you're not at full,
are you
I
full?
think you get 3 hit points.
3 hit points extra.
And now this room is full of spirit fingers.
Aw.
They're lady
Jazz
fingers.
hands. All right. So I think that was the last hands that were visible.
Oh.
So I don't know what Rizwin or Alestrin want to do with their turns.
Well, if I can't,
You know, I kind of wanted to keep one as a pet. I feel
They-
a little bit like we've left out a
They
great
seem like-
opportunity.
They'd need a lot of work vis-a-vis taming them.
Rizwin wanted to what she was about to do just before the she was looking at the bookcase. I guess that was the first thing.
Yeah.
If there are any books, she wanted to look at the books. So I'll put her back where she was.
There's a collection of books, but they're pretty moldering, and it doesn't look like they're
Okay.
actually really intact.
All
So-
right. In that case, she was just going to walk over and look at the purple cloud mist stuff. Not touch
Yes.
it, but look
But
at
look at it. Would you like to roll something for looking at it?
it. Yeah, I guess. Is Arcana or religion?
I would give you Arcana
or just
religion.
perception.
I would give you Arcana. You know, the perception will tell you that it's purple. And
Okay.
it's mist, which I already kind of gave you.
All right. If it's religion, then 19.
All right. So Rizwin takes a couple moments in the heat of battle to study the purple mist, and Rizwin can determine that this mist has kind of been placed here as a ward. It provides it blocks vision, and just studying the mist, it feels cold and like the kind of a kind of shiver of death. And if a living creature, that includes most of you, were to pass through it, you would take cold and necrotic damage. Rizwin also concludes that as a standard action, somebody could do an Arcana or Religion check to temporarily dispel the mist for a turn.
Okay.
Or I
I
could
will pass
drown
that
one
on
of
to
you and you
Melik.
could go through it as a wraith.
Interesting.
Yes, or all of you could come back as you know what? Vampire Lord Dayan would be really surprised if 5 of you came back as wraiths and just just gave him a stern talking to about
Take
That'd
that.
be awesome.
about making good choices for how you're going to spend your undeath. So yeah.
All right. What kind of an action was it to look at that then?
I would say that was a pretty in-depth study, so that's probably a standard action. You learned a lot.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Because if it wasn't, I was going to just ready a possible action and say if another hand comes within, next to Riz when she was going to pick it up and throw it through the mist.
You do that. Though I
Okay.
will remind you that the mist mainly was effective against living creatures.
Oh,
And
okay.
you feel relatively confident that the hands are not living creatures.
Never mind then.
Yeah. Alestrin, how you feeling?
Pretty good at the moment. Killed a lot of hands today.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my daily goals.
You still sense that there's some movement in the chamber, but you do not see any other hands that have shown themselves yet.
Yeah, so I'm going to move up to this rug giving the
Mhm.
pool a wide berth as I do, and I'm just going to grab the corner of it and flip it up. So we
Okay.
make sure that any
There are
hands
s-
underneath.
There are 6 hands underneath that rug.
Oh my
Of
god.
course there are.
Got a clean house, guys.
Just flip things over. What could go wrong?
You know, when you're cleaning up and you
That's
don't
what
want
I
to pick
say.
up the hands,
Um,
you just sweep them under the rug.
all right. I will.
Acrid starts to shiver.
Yeah, I will say that you still have a standard. You've used your move in a minor to flip the rug. You still have a standard if you want to do something helpful.
All right. So there's one next to me at the moment, right?
I like how you're the exact wrong person in turn order to have done this too. They go
Yep.
next.
Yep,
That's a really good point.
I love it.
Well, they were probably going to come out anyway, so.
It's true. It's true. So
So we could have done a stomp session first on the rug.
yeah, just somebody had done some breakdancing on that rug. That would have really cleared out the hands.
Sure.
A stomp session?
Yeah.
Is that
Did
a
any
thing?
of the acid from the pukey breath, like, if it dissolved any of the rug, maybe some of them died underneath there.
Sure, maybe. We'll never know their story. So
We know there are 6 that are alive right now, though.
it's true.
All right.
Lester, are you going to do anything?
I
useful?
am. I still have a standard. So
right.
what I will do is I will take, it looks like there's one that's adjacent to me here. I don't like that so much, so I'm going to do a nimble strike,
Mm-hmm.
which means I get to shift and shoot on the same turn.
Do it.
So I will shift to the south, a square, and as I do, I will take a shot at one of these 2 that are next to Acrid here. So how about this one to the bottom right?
Okay.
That is a 25 versus AC.
You pin that hand to the wall with your arrow.
All right. And as a free action, I will give that hand the finger.
Okay. All right. It's Team Hand. More hands. They're the hands that were under that rug. Several more hands also appear from various workbenches and bookshelves and scramble across the floor of the laboratory in your direction. Let's see here. Move some of these guys around. They have a crazy shifting power, so don't worry about them provoking opportunity of attacks. Don't concern yourself with the hands. They're fine. Rizwin, you've got 2 hands next to you. 11 and 17 versus AC.
Neither of those hit.
Okay. Alestion, you got 2 hands next to you. 15 and 12 versus AC.
Both misses.
Oh, I'm sorry. These have been versus reflex, but whatever.
Then they both still miss.
All right. Did any of them
What
hit
were the
Rizwin?
ones against?
17 versus reflex.
Actually, those both hit.
Oh,
Wow.
8 damage. to
11?
Rizwin.
Really?
Yeah, that's
See?
Rizwin's reflex is 11. She's a dwarf in armor.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Acrid, 15 versus reflex.
Miss. Oh,
All right.
hit. It's exactly 15.
Oh,
4
Hit.
damage. K,
No.
5 versus reflex.
Miss.
Melik, 10 versus
Rizwin
reflex.
is bloodied.
Miss.
And the last one is a 20 versus reflex. 4 damage, I
That
suspect.
hits.
All right.
Which is going to trigger my infernal rage,
That
or
just
whatever it was called. back at
ignites it. All right. You ignite the hand in fire.
Yeah. It says here, trigger. An enemy within 10 squares of you hits you. The target takes some damage from fire.
Yep. That hand bursts into fire for punching you.
That's right.
All right. I believe there are
I am bloodied now.
4, 5, 6, 7 hands remaining. K. You got a
All
hand
right.
right in front of you.
Important question. Are we still in the same round of combat, theoretically?
Yes, you are.
Mhm.
All right. Noted. In that case, I am. Can I shift back on top of Flessa?
Nope. She's in the way.
Sorry.
But she's so tiny. Okay.
you could shift. Yeah, it's up to you.
You can shift to the north, and at least there's only one opportunity attack against you. Try to
You could
move
shift
away.
one and then do a ranged to the one that's 2 away. I don't know.
Oh yeah. No, I'd still get.
You'd
I'd
still get the opportunity attack though. Yeah,
But you'd only
that's
get
right.
one if you're one square. If you're not.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I'm gonna shift 1 and let him have an opportunity attack at me, and in return, I'm gonna drop
You're gonna
a
kill
burst
all the other
one.
hands with a burst.
Yep, I'm gonna drop burst right there. Grasping tide.
All right, so you
And-
attempt to do a grasping tide. A hand is trying to trip you up on your ankles. It rolls a 19 versus reflex,
And it
which
will
seems
get
pretty good.
4 damage. Yep.
So you'll take your 4 damage, but you'll do the grasping tides on 4 other hands in the middle of the room. All right,
lowest is 19. Yeah.
all of those hands are grasped by tides.
Yay,
They
Kay!
take a moment to reflect on the irony of being killed by a grasp when they themselves are hands.
Very philosophical little animated hands, aren't
It's
they?
difficult for
Makes-
them to
You
grasp
know-
that.
Makes you think,
Oh.
guys. Makes you think. Okay. Anything else, Kay?
No, I'm good.
All right. I think you guys have this. Peter, there's only 3 hands remaining.
All right, I'm going to step up, and then I'm going to attack that hand with my righteous smite.
All right. You smite the hand.
26 versus AC.
You
He
pulverize
smites
that
the hand that
Okay,
feeds him.
But here's
Yeah.
here's the good part. All of the people within 5 squares of me, which I believe is everybody, gets 7 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Woo!
Probably won't need them, but good idea.
Probably not.
All right.
Just it's fun. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
taking
It's
it.
fun.
It's fun. Temporary fun.
But they
Uh-huh.
don't persist out of this encounter. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's there.
All right.
Enjoy.
Flessa.
All right, Flessa is going to sly flourish the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just sly flourish the one that is close to Peter there.
All right.
That's a 27 to hit. So
All right. Another hand impaled by a nimbly tossed dagger.
die, little hand.
All right. All set, Flessa?
Yep, that's good enough. I'm just cowering back here. It's too
Ah.
creepy.
Acrid, you see one hand still scampering around over next to your friend Rizwin.
Okay, I'm gonna stomp over towards it angrily and try to stomp on it as one of my move actions. Can I do that? Is that totally cheating?
Sure. Roll. You can do that.
And
It
then I'm
darts
gonna-
out of the way.
and then I'm gonna attack 26.
All right. It darts out of the way, and you basically use your stomp to set it up so that it darts basically into your sword, and you cut it into several pieces. The pieces kind of twitch for a moment and then go still.
Let's give the adventurers a big hand, folks.
Oh, more hand here. Let me copy paste all these.
We want a big one this time.
Yeah, just one.
Flessa would
Oh.
probably be better at that.
Hold on. I can do that.
Is there anything else moving in this room?
No, it seems quiet.
Oh,
for
Is that
now.
last hand actually dead?
Almost
The
too
pitter
quiet.
patter of little hands is out of the room now.
Oh my god.
Ah!
You asked for a big hand. I can drag the corner or something, make it bigger. I know how to use a computer. All right. So all of the room is now littered with the corpses. I don't know, the remains of, I don't know, more than a dozen disembodied hands that you have defeated. You have a moment to catch your breath, but you feel
Are
like
they all
this is
are
it.
they all right hands?
They're
Or are they
all-
like
They are all right hands.
Yeah,
creepy.
the lefts are good eating.
all right.
You always throw the rights out.
You take a moment to catch your breath. Perhaps you need to do some healing, but you feel like
all right.
this is it.
Really?
We are
I'm
in
gonna take a serve.
Diane's inner sanctum.
I would like to take a book from the bookcase, whatever looks oldest and coolest. I don't care what it says.
And so you do.
And
All
we
right,
all
do we-
get another action point.
So do we want to look at
Yay,
this
3 action
this
points.
this magical purpley area where we can do an arcana and deactivate it and run through it?
Before we do
I
that,
described
does
it to
anybody need
Rizwin.
healing?
I would suggest that maybe that would be a good thing to do
I
at
could
the
do
start
one
of
healing.
the next session.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I would do all your healing now because
It's not much of a cliffhanger.
All right, and we get an action point.
So our adventurers have found they have entered the foyer of Dan's inner sanctum. They have done battle with many a disembodied hand.
So funny.
A cloud hangs over them, a literal cloud of purple magic mist. Will they press on? Will they triumph? Will they help out that guy that they shot in the back of the head with an arrow? Tune in next time to find out the incremental progress toward that, because probably they won't do it all in one session. The end. How's that,
Good
Jason?
news, we were all saving our Jimi Hendrix jokes for next time.
On the next Total Party Kill.
Yes.